clearly the aviation industry, from the earnings calls I've been on lately, is going to come back slowly.
In the aviation industry, many industries impacted in aviation and flying, certainly one of the hardest hit. Boeing already in a bad spot because of the 737 MAX production shutdown and everything being grounded there because of the accidents previous to that. And that was going to be rolled out over the summer, that deadline being pushed back for when the MAX will be back in service, but it might not matter because there aren't a lot of people flying anyway. But now Boeing, one of the largest private employers in the state of Washington, being hit with a lot of layoffs. What's going on there?
Yeah, at this point, they are starting with voluntary buyout offers, but they want a lot. 10,000 jobs are on the list to be trimmed in the commercial air division. And that's a lot of high paid jobs that are going away. The economic impact is going to be major. It's a little hard to say if it's as big as it would have been, say, 10 or 20 years ago, when the saying would be, when Boeing sneezes, the rest of the state catches cold. It might not be quite that bad because the tech industry seems to be coming through pretty well through this crisis. And that's become now the biggest sector in the Puget Sound basin for sure. So it's a little hard to say how this is going to work out, but clearly the aviation industry, from the earnings calls I've been on lately, is going to come back slowly. The airlines, the cascades down to Boeing when one after another airlines say, "Can we please postpone our jet deliveries that we had on order?" They're talking 2 or 3 years probably till we get back to where things were.
And assumedly, right, wouldn't there be a lot of downstream impacts on suppliers of Boeing parts? It's not just the Boeing employees,
Absolutely.
but the factories that make stuff that
And
sell to Boeing,
the
right?
pink slips are flying there too, from here in Washington all the way to the Midwest and the East Coast.
You can see more of Tom's reporting on these and other subjects at nwpb.org. Thank you for joining us here in the unique Northwest.